Hello, hello. Hey, it's been a minute. Yeah, I just want to talk and catch up about what's been going on in my life since, the wedding and everything, and talk about the wedding. And because, that was a really big moment for me just because it's all about me. No, it was, the first time I'd been on a plane in a few years, and it was, just a, the first time I felt really confident in myself, and I wanted to get out there and really hold my own and be in somewhere with all my friends and glamorous, and I'd never been to a real wedding as an adult, so I was just really excited. And so yeah, I just want to make sure my head's not getting cut off. I can't really check that though. But yeah, so it was, I feel like this is a weird thing to wear, but it's this little perla archive knit silk thing, and it's really cute. It's a little short, but yeah, so basically I'll just kind of recap. So after I was talking that night about not going, and I was really upset, I my roommates said something well, you should be the one to just go, because we basically told them that he had his biometrics visa appointment, which he did, and so he couldn't make it, but then we didn't say anything about me, so he said, well, the only thing is that would work is if you just went. And I was okay, I'll take it. So I just started looking up flights. I actually had one canceled flight. I booked a flight one way because I was thinking I could drive back with our friends who had camped, but then I was I realized that it was better to just get round trips, so canceled one flight after buying it, booked another, and then was just and it was also the first one was leaving super early the next day, and it was just it sounded terrible, so luckily got to get some sleep, and yeah, it was a nice trip. I was in the bathroom because the event was right out of the Aspen airport. I would be going straight to the event, so I was I don't even know where anything is, so I just took an Uber, and I was in the airport in Denver, to the Aspen, by the Aspen gate, Aspen airport, whatever flight gate, just steaming my pants, and the flight was delayed, so I was running back and forth from the bathroom, being a total spaz. It was really embarrassing. It wasn't embarrassing, but I was being a little embarrassing because I was just not wanting to miss my flight, but I really wanted to make sure my pants were steamed and look good, and I was washing my feet in the sink and being really just a whole mess. But I got there, I was in the bathroom in Aspen, freshened up a little, and the flight there was so small, and I was next to these you can tell they're influencers, and we talked a little. It's yeah, and there were all these fancy old people and stuff, and some cute middle-aged men, just lots of interesting people going to Aspen. We got to the event, and then I just immediately go upstairs. I put my stuff at the the whatever, the hostess or whatever, I put with the coat check, I put my luggage in there. And I had been speaking with my counterpart who I live with, who just what to do for the booking for the lodging, and I hadn't had anything booked, and it turned out that our friend whose wedding it was getting kind of upset that we were changing everything last minute, and I get it, it's rude and stuff, but we were just trying to make something work, so he was saying how our friend who has the wedding is really mad, so and we don't want to ask anyone for favors, so you should just we should just book something. So we booked this the cheapest hotel in Aspen, which is not even cheap, but it's there's a shared house, a house that's kind of made into a hotel, and they have shared bathrooms, but I don't know, I didn't ever get to go there because actually I ended up, I went to the event. It was the the welcome ceremony, whatever, dinner, and it was this place called Tula Cafe Tula or something, and it was downtown Aspen, and it was so cool just seeing all the really fancy, beautiful stores and like downtown, and just like super tricked out, like lodge style, but like kind of Western, like cowboyish, but then also just like ski lodge, and like then all these really fancy stores like Prada, and like everyone was saying how it had a kind of European town feel, which I get, but it was like really a really nice downtown, and like the fact that there's like everyone out, like you know, old people, like every age, just like everyone's out, like dressed up, like to the nines, like whatever. It's like really fancy. But I mean, I wish I could have gotten to explore the like downtown more. During my trip, I didn't really get to like walk around there that much, except for like at night when we were like, you know, after the, you know, the wedding stuff. We were kind of walking around there, like going to like the one bar. But anyway, let me continue. So I don't know. I don't know how much to say. Like the food was incredible at the welcome reception. There was just like all these like mini hors d'oeuvres and like endless drinks, and everyone kept getting palomas. It was so nice to see my friends from Chicago, especially the ones who had been camping, and I fucking knew I should have gone. But like immediately they were like, you can stay with us, and then other people were like, oh, we have a place. So it was kind of like, okay, like I shouldn't have booked a place, but it kind of worked out for the best. But because I ended up like getting split between two houses, and like I ended up basically not paying for anything, and I would normally like have offered, but just because of my like precarious like circumstances right now financially, I ended up like using that to my advantage, which was good. But so anyway, we were drinking palomas, like whatever, martini, like everyone just had all these drinks. It was so good, and we like stayed really late there, and there were like goodie bags with like, you know, like trail mix and altitude kits with like this like oxygen that you like breathe in, and all these like things for the altitude. That I heard like chlorophyll is good for that too. So anyway, I'm doing that and got all these nice gifts, like water bottle. It was such a nice little gift basket, and you know, saw our friends whose wedding it was, and then we all went to this after party at the like one bar in Aspen that's like open late. It's called like Hooch or something like that. I don't know. It's like an underground bar, and then there's like a nightclub too. And apparently, so we stayed there for a little. I was with a few girls from Chicago who I knew one of them well, and then one of them had like dated my friend, and she was in town she like moved to St. Louis, and she's really cool. So we all ended up talking a lot and like bonding, and then the guys ended up staying late at this nightclub. And it's funny because our friends who were in the wedding, who were like there, it was their wedding, they were there like super late too, like just partying the night before their wedding. And you know, at the pre like the, you know, the welcome dinner, whatever, or welcome party, you know, we heard that like Tom Ford was gonna be there, that like the director of like Top Gun was related to our friends, so or the producer of Top Gun, like Jerry Bruckheimer, so he, you know, was gonna be there. So we heard all this crazy stuff, and you know, people at the wedding like the welcome dinner looked super fancy, so it was like, whoa, like this is definitely a fancy event. Like, who are these people? But I mean, yeah, I guess our friends' families are pretty like you know, they have a lot of very interesting, successful people in their families, so good for them. That's awesome. But yeah, I didn't know much about their families before, so I'm gonna turn on this light. I hope it's not too bright here. Kitty's sleeping over there. I don't know what else. Yeah, so then the next day, okay, got back from the, oh kitty, so sleepy. We got back from the party, the pre-party, and like luckily we didn't stay up too late, but we ended up talking late. I ended up finishing my like tuna salad sandwich that I got at the airport, even though there were hors d'oeuvres at that party. Like I don't know, it's like hard to like understand what to eat even, and I was just like drinking and like whatever. I had some food, but there were like these like little foods, so I didn't quite know what to like all eat and like how much I ended up eating. So I was so hungry. And we drove back to the house in like this place called Snowmass, one of our friends' houses that they were renting. There's like all these deer like chilling by the side of the road, like in this field when we were passing by, and it was really pretty, just all the mountains. It's like such a pretty place. We ended up talking for a while, got to bed. Then the next day we woke up, found out that the guys had been partying like all night long. Good for them, but I'm really glad I didn't go there. Some of the guys like had taken like Molly and stuff. It's so funny. Like I was like, whoa, I would never would have like you know, come right to a place with like high altitude and like started partying, like especially when there's a wedding the next day, I would want to make sure I'm like good for the wedding. So luckily I was, you know, I had like a few drinks at the pre-party, and then I felt like maybe like 3 or 4 drinks, and then I felt pretty like smashed, so I didn't have any more to drink, and I'd had like a drag of someone's like sativa like joint, and it was like made me a little like jittery, so I was like, yeah, I'm good with just water after that. But yeah, so the next day, woke up, got some sleep, luckily. Then our friends who were so sweet, like whose house they were in, we were, or they were renting the house. They like made like pancakes and like this yummy cheese, and there was like maple syrup and like strawberries and bananas. Oh my god, Kitty's so cute. I love you. Hi. Okay, we'll go out in the middle. And yeah, so that was delicious. Then me and my friend, my guy friend got back, and then our other friends went to like the other house because one of like their boyfriends was really, I'm like not making any sense and no one cares what I'm talking about, but I'm just gonna keep going. One of their boyfriends was like really hungover after the party, the pre-party. He had like, you know, after going to this like crazy bar, they'd done like K and drink and stuff. So then they went to get him like a liquid IV drip, which is very funny, very like bougie, very Aspen. And meanwhile, me and my friend, one of my friends, the other girl, she, in our kind of like friend group from Chicago, we went to like this consignment store to look for some like shawls for the girls. They didn't have anything to wear on top, and then we were looking for like shoes for her, but we ended up getting just a couple like pashmina shawls for them. But it was fun to look around, like some really nice stuff in these Aspen consignment stores, and not even that bad a price, but like I didn't find anything that fits me, which is actually good. I didn't need any more clothes. So then, yeah, so then it was like a mad dash to get back to our other friend's house. We were gonna get ready there and like go all to the gondola together to go up the mountain to get to the wedding, which is on the mountaintop. So we had like 45 minutes like to get from like, we'd been at the drugstore getting some stuff, go from the drugstore to like get out of the house to go to the gondola. So we get to our friend's, like the other house that was being rented, and I just showered, jump in the shower, like try and steam my dress really quick. It's like not that, it wasn't that wrinkled, like actually put it on, looked great, but my hair was still wet, so I put it up in a bun. And then I was with all the guys. The girls had like stayed behind to finish, I don't know, whatever, they were doing something. So I went with like most of the guys on the bus that had been used for camping, and we just like dashed up to the gondolas. We had to pick up some like American Spirit like light blues for the groom or something. Like we had to do that on the way, which is funny. I had to go make an emergency errand and then run to the gondolas, which were gonna like be closing in 4 minutes when we got there. And it was like at the foot of this like mountain with this like really pretty hotel and like this like deck where people are sitting out, and we're like running up in our suits like to this gondola, looking, I mean my dress looking very chic, I dare say. I actually don't have any photos on my phone of the dress because I thought other people got photos, and now I'm just like, where are the photos? So I need to find these photos. But yeah, it was like so cool. We were going up the mountain in this gondola. Everyone's just like looking at the view. It's spectacular. You can see like the entire city and just all the mountains around, and you see like this bird's eye view from the trees, like just like right on top of them, like not like even being in a plane. It's just like a totally different view. And it was like a 15-minute ride up the gondola, so it took quite a while, and it was just like so exhilarating and like really pretty and comfortable in this, like, you know, we were like sealed in, so it's not dangerous, even though I'm afraid of heights. But yes, we get to the top. There's this gorgeous like, you know, reception hall and like all the chairs laid out, but it's like actually starting to storm, so everyone's inside like hiding from the rain, and we pick up our umbrellas and we're like walking to the venue and just like waiting basically for things to start. And because things are postponed because of the rain, I actually went in and like went to the bathroom, and then I saw the bride like getting ready to like walk down. I was like, oh fuck, and I like run out like to make sure I'm like well in front of her because I did not want to interrupt her freaking procession, you know. But it was so cool, and like There was like a rabbi, one of our friends, like the guy friend was Jewish, so they had like a chuppah, and I put up some videos, just like gorgeous, right overlooking the mountain, and like the gorgeous flower chuppah, and like just like made of clear plexiglass, and just like rows and rows of people with their umbrellas, and it was just such an interesting, cool vibe. But yeah, the rabbi was making jokes just about just like that it's lucky to get married in the rain and all this stuff, and it was so beautiful and cute, and it was luckily a really short ceremony too. And then they ran off under his his talit, and and then we went inside for the hors d'oeuvres and everything, and I finally got like freshened up, brushed out my hair, just like we started like lining up right by where all the like people from Chicago, like all the friends of like the groom and the bride were basically just like sitting right in front of, I mean not everyone, but people in my friend group were standing right by where the waiters came out in this fancy reception hall, because that's where like the first round of the food was brought, so everyone was just like waiting there for the food. And we had like freaking, what is that really fancy champagne, like Veuve Clicquot, I don't know how to pronounce it, Veuve Clicquot, whatever. And so it was like rose Veuve Clicquot, and they kept like refilling our glasses, just like, do you want more, do you want more? So that was amazing. And then, just like mingling around, I ran into Jerry Bruckheimer outside the bathroom, and I hadn't really known who he was before, but like obviously I love Pirates of the Caribbean and the other movies he's produced, so I mean, and also I'm just like into films and editing and stuff, so it was obviously a really cool thing to meet someone who's so like powerful in the industry and like so like talented. And I was just like, hi, like it's an honor, and he like asked my name, so that was cool. And I think I saw Tom Ford, but like I thought he was like an old guy, but then I googled him and realized he was like a really young, handsome guy, and I think I did see him there, but like jury's still out. I didn't talk to him or anything, but yeah. So after all the champagne and hors d'oeuvres and everything, and like people were just taking photos by the sunset, by the mountain. It was just such a beautiful time. Everyone was just outside, like smoking and chilling and just like talking and taking photos, and everyone was like bonding, and it was such a like blissful time just to feel so like glamorous and like elevated, and everything's so exciting and beautiful and cool, and God, I really I really already miss it. And then we went inside to the reception, which was like also on the mountain, and it was just down the like path in the same like area, and it was like this gorgeous reception hall with all these candles, and the theme was like astrological or something. The astrological, you know what I mean, like star signs and stuff. So and yeah, I had like really cool people at my table, like this guy who runs this like really cool bar here in Chicago, really cool club, and then he's doing all these other cool projects, and there were all these other cool people at my table, and everyone was kind of together. More people rolled, I didn't, I had to even slow down in the drinking, because after all the champagne, I was like, whoa, I'm like drunk. But then towards the end of the reception, I actually wanted to like get drunk, but like I couldn't, because it was like ending. It was like this whole thing where it was like really delicious. Like the fish was so nice that it tasted like almost like the texture of scallops. It was so good. And I was just like trying to eat, because I was like, I need to eat, or I'm gonna be hungry all night if we like go out after. So I was like really focusing on eating. But meanwhile, there was like the Chinese dragon dance. There was like a Beatles impersonator band, and then a Rolling Stones impersonator band, and it was so cool. And they played for like the whole time, so the entire time it was just like people playing hits and like dancing and like and the cake cutting, and it just was like nonstop stuff happening. So the theme of this whole like thing was just like, it was just nonstop. It was just like kept going, like, and everyone, I felt like you were always late for something. But then towards the end of the reception, I was like, oh shit, I need a drink, and I can't get one. But I had some creme brulee, which was really good. Then we started to like make our way back to the gondolas and figure out what was happening next. And it just all happened so fast. It was so fun, and it happened so fast. And then we're back down and go back to that other bar, that same bar from the other night with the whole wedding party, and there was like tables, and it was kind of like douchey but funny, and it was really fun to just like keep chilling with everyone and partying and keep celebrating, because the whole day like kind of flew by in like a blur. It was so fun, but like it really flew by. And then then after that we actually went to our friends, like the groom's brothers. Like he has these two like little brothers who are super preppy and adorable, and we like went to chill at their hotel suite and like brought the after party there. Like so everyone was chilling there. It was really fun. And I ate some cheese that was on a plate. It was like a cheese tray, but apparently it was just like for decoration or something. So I was like, oh, this could be really nasty. I had gotten like a couple drinks by then, so I was feeling a little more relaxed after just like all the constant whirlwind of everything can make you a little tense, plus the altitude. Yeah, just like talking to everyone, like meeting some new people who were friends from Chicago who had moved away, like some people who live in Colorado now, Albania, like all this stuff, and like it was really cool to connect with all these people who, you know, had kind of ties in the same place. And then, eventually we ended up just going back to our friend's place. I left my stuff at someone else's house because we'd gotten ready there, so I had to go back there because like my retainer and toothbrush and everything and all my like stuff was there. So went back there, and then I ended up talking to one of my friends for a long time, just like drinking tequila and talking and just like reviewing our lives and stuff. And then the next day, it was the brunch, so it was at the St. Regis, and it was like really fancy and gorgeous. I didn't like get a lot of food though, cause like, I don't know, like there was bacon, then it was gone, and then there was some weird like things like for food, but there was like some lox and like some bagels and stuff, but I just like had a bunch of lox and fruit, and then like I had like mimosas, Bloody Marys, like a few, which was so good, and then a few more I don't know. It was just kind of a blur. I like hadn't slept as much the night before, so I felt kind of like dead. But then, so I had a few drinks in me, like got off to a good start, and then we ended up just like our friends were like, it's like everyone's just like has this like agendas. Like it's like that's what I love. Like I'm the person who's just like sitting there like waiting for stuff to happen, but everyone just like had their shit together, like had stuff going on planned, like. The guys are like, oh, we're gonna go on a hike, like we're gonna like take the bus and go, and I was like, hell yeah. So went with them, like a ton of us went, just left the brunch like early just in order to, you know, get out there and have some time in nature. And I was wearing like my loafers, my pink loafers, so it was kind of funny. But it's funny, I'm like talking about this, I don't think anyone cares, but it's just good to recap, because it was such a, like, you know, an experience I'll never forget, like just so, like, for all the money that, like, I spent on the flight, and that's pretty much all I spent, except for, like, a couple Ubers, like, it was so worth it, because those are memories, like, I'll have forever, and they were just, like, so priceless, and it was such, like, I mean, I've been to a wedding when I was a kid, like, our friends who actually fly private, and, like, they are, like, super rich, and they, like, their dad invented this, like, bone density test or something, and like even them, their wedding was not as lavish as this. This was crazy, and I had no idea that like our friends were like this, like hooked up. It was just it was an insane wedding, probably like the nicest one ever. So, and it was just like full of love and like great people. So definitely don't regret that, even though my credit card bill is looking a little troubling this month. But yeah, so. Basically, after that, we went on this hike. There were, you know, again, everything coordinated. My friends had beers, like, in a bag, like, lined up. Like, everything was just, like, there. Like, you know, beers, drinks, whatever. Everything's, like, somehow we know where we're going to this, like, trail. And it felt like this, like, time distortion where, like, everything lasted so long. A couple of our friends had, like, bumps of, like, A on the hike. It was ridiculous. But I didn't. I just drank and was a little, like, too drunk and winded because I'm not in good shape, and I was like hiking, and everyone else was like, this is fine, like, and just like going through all these rocks, and there were just some like beautiful, like, yeah, like places with rocks where there were like sunlight streaming in this kind of cave thing, and just like the water, and we would just like sit there and like chill and just like, and it got really hot, but like, yeah, just like walking and chilling and observing nature, and just felt very blissful, and I felt very like one with nature. I was going to like pee a lot, like off to the side, like, you know, so after all the beers and everything, And then it's like crazy because I was on the same flight as a few of our friends on the hike, and they um, had all their stuff with them. I still had to pick up my stuff at my other friend's place that I had stayed at the night before, and they wanted to get to the airport early, so we dropped them off after like all the hike was done, and um, and then they like hustled to like get my stuff and get me there, and I like arrived with plenty of time, but I was like, I'd had some sativa, like someone gave me like a joint, and like that's usually like, actually I should like not smoke sativa, but also like not joints, and also like not that much weed, because it does like, with all the like activity and everything happening, it can make me a little like and it did make me feel a little weird, but it's okay. It just made me feel like a little more paranoid about my flight and like getting there on time, even though everything worked out fine. I had this like weird paranoia just because of like everyone like kind of like being like, you have to check in now, like all this stuff, like saying all this stuff to me, and I like couldn't figure it out on my phone, and I was like drunk, and I was like, I was kind of freaking out. But yeah, I don't know. So finally, yeah, I made it to my flight, and then it worked out so well because like I was kind of in this like haze still, and like just felt so like happy, like felt like, just like so, my heart so full, just like in that story I read, like just felt so like blissed out, just like having that amazing experience that it's like one of the top experiences of my life, and I'm just like sad it's over. But I am like happy that I feel like I bonded a lot with our friends who I've like been around for so long, but it's like I kind of have like taken them for granted because I've had so much of my own weird shit going on and been so like in my head about stuff, and like just like felt like no one really wants to be my friend and all this stuff. But now I feel like much closer to them, even though I'm not like we're not like, super like, we're not like the tightest of homies now, but like we're, I saw a bunch of them last weekend, and I just feel more like confident kind of going out and hanging out with them, like they do like me a lot and want me there. And God, also like one thing, it's not like bad or I don't know, there's a lot of like things that came out of the trip. So like the first thing is like I kind of like have I kind of developed feelings for someone on the trip who again is like a friend I've known for a long time, but it's like the more I get to know him, like I just really like, I don't know, I just like love being around him. And but I like know it's just like stupid because I know like on the hike we were kind of like, I feel like we were like talking a lot, and it was really nice to, yeah, I don't know, I just feel so like comfortable with them, and they're so sweet and like seem like such a good person, as opposed to like my current situation where it's like, I don't know, I just don't feel like we have like, they're just not that gentle of a person, and I really, it would be nice to be around somebody you feel like is more like kind of sweet and like will actually kind of be sweet to you. And I don't know, and but I feel like it's like one of those things that's kind of doomed already, because like it's so weird, like it's just like such an interesting feeling to be like in love or like feel like you have a crush on someone. I haven't had that in years, like since like I've been with my current, you know, situation for like 7 years, and um, even like then I didn't like have a crush on them. We just like met at this thing, and it was like very like full on, like just like no time to think. It just like happened, you know. And I think in a way it was like meant to happen for the time, but like now I'm just like, dude, I just want to like experience like love and like romance again, like for real. But yeah, I also just think because this guy is like friends with my current like, you know, person I live with, and no, it's like everyone at the wedding kind of just like, oh yeah, she's with him, and like they're like, you know, together. And I was like, I just want to be like, no, like not even because I want to like hook up with anyone, but it's like I just want people to like not think of me that way as like just someone like being with someone, because like that's not how I see myself anymore, and I wish that like my people who I'm hanging out with like kind of saw me that way. But that's like part of the reason I wanted to, you know, have a fresh start somewhere. But so basically, like it was very blissful when I got back from the trip. It was just like I had like spoken to my boss before, and she was like, okay, call me like on Monday when you get back, and I did that. And she's like, okay, I have this project like you can help with, and it was like super easy. It like was, all week full time, and it took the whole like a lot of time during last week. It was like very easy and chill, and I could work from home again. So it was like great. I felt really grateful to be working and like really happy. And it was just nice to like go from this kind of blissful state of like wedding and like feeling so high in the clouds and so happy about everything and full of love, and to just like kind of easily transition into this situation where I'm making money, I'm doing my thing, I know what I'm doing, it's chill, I'm like grateful, I'm happy, I'm chill. I love making money. So it was like really good to do that. But then this week, Monday comes after like a nice weekend of hanging out with our friends, a lot of whom were at the wedding, or not a lot, but some of them. And then get to turn on my computer, try to log into the system, and it's locked me out again. And it's like, do you know how many times I've been like, almost like feel like I'm gonna be fired from this job, but now I think it's really done, because my like supervisor is like, I'll let you know if there's anything else, but I wish you all the best till then. So it's like, dude, it's over. It sucks. Like, I mean, I think it's good in a way, because I mean, the one thing at the wedding is like, I feel like all these people like lead these, like a lot of them are artists and producers, and like they're leading these exciting lives. Like, for them, like that wedding, it might have been cool, but like they have like all these exciting experiences all the time. And like I realize like I want that more for myself, and I want, like, I feel like having this job, like this, I've changed a lot since I got it in January. And it was like, I wasn't really like doing anything with it. Like I was, like, it was nice to work from home and so comfortable, and that's what's like so hard, is like, it's like scary to think of anything that's not that, because it was so comfortable, so streamlined with my life, and I just really don't want to like get up like like I don't want to get uncomfortable for a job, really, like, because I just feel like I have so much of my own creative stuff going on, and like I know that like a job isn't going to make me happy, isn't going to fulfill me. It's more just like, if it can bring me like exciting opportunities or lots of money, that's cool. But like I don't like, I'm not disillusioned thinking that that's like how I can be happy, because that's not going to make me happy anymore. It's more just going to like add an extra dynamic to my life that's going to be probably actually really stressful, but hopefully provides me a lot of perks. Like, with my music job, I did experience a lot of like I got a lot of cool experiences and a lot of cool friends out of it. So that was the the upside. That was what was good, what it was good for. But now I'm just like yeah, I'm just scared to think of like yeah, I don't know what's next. But like having, yeah, as I was saying at the wedding, like seeing these people with these interesting lives where they're traveling all the time, and they're meeting people and like really prioritizing experience.